Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand or 10,000 Kenyan shillings or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. Book 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind. We go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here this evening. I hope everything is going good with the stream. I just saw a thing said it had an error message up here saying something on my back end. So hopefully everything will be good. Just letting y'all just come on in. Let me check something real quick. Stream health. I don't know why it's not receiving the video. It must be something going on with YouTube tonight, but we'll try to work it out. I'm paying attention. I'm monitoring on this side. So I hope everything's going well with everybody. It's October 22, and we are here trying to get our stream knocked out. I know it's like a double header today because you had Sister Vicky earlier, and shout out to Sister Vicky. She was cooking about Obama, in which everybody should be cooking Obama, because he didn't do nothing for black people, and she did good on that stream today. So shout out to her. And I'm watching at the same time. I saw on the stream it says it's healthy. Okay, cool. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate you. We also streaming, as well on the African Diaspora News Channel app. And we always stream there because sometimes I gotta cut things out after the stream. Sometimes I gotta silence things. You never know. So if you want it, it's in entirety with nothing cut. Definitely on the app for sure. We also streaming on Twitch, so shout out to people that's on Twitch as well. They could be, watching, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get started, talking about Dr. Jamal Bryant, we're gonna be cooking him in the Black church and the Democrats and all that stuff tonight. So just bear with me. the purpose of what we're doing here is to build a network, a news network, that shows multiple things, right? So when we right now, of course, we're talking about a lot of political content. Yes, the Democrats, all the politics, right? Okay, great. Politics is great. We also doing like African news as well. I know we're doing news out of Canada and different things. Okay, fine. But we still need to expand past that. So to expand past that, we going to, have to bring in, or we have started true crimes. Now, some people like, why is he doing true crime? Well, I used to do true crime all the time. I used to cover that stuff for years, but it wasn't called true crime. But still, I used to cover that for years. And I used to go in on John Quavius and them for shooting up the block. Okay. So some people, well, why y'all want to cover that? Who else supposed to cover it? White people? We supposed to cover it, right? It's our own community. We could talk about that. If you're that kind of person that want to overlook crime in the community, then you're part of the problem. Actually, you're part of the problem in the community because you let John Quavius shoot up the block and not say nothing and until he up there harm somebody in your family. You understand? Also, true crime is a major genre. I mean, I've looked at it. It's a major genre. Outside of true crime, and true crime can be done all over the world, actually. Outside of that, then you never know. One day, of course, we want to get back into, having someone steadily doing the health, but kind of flirted with it here and there. But we're going to find somebody, that's all they're going to do is health. That's what they do, right? Don't be surprised one day somebody's here doing sports. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, on top of sports, they talking about the World Cup. They talking about everything. Don't be surprised one day you see somebody here being the weather girl. Every day in the morning, she doing the weather. Don't be surprised if that happened one day. We are looking to expand, folks. And let me tell you something. When I switched this channel in 2018 to African Diaspora News Channel, a lot of people didn't like it. I lost about 3,000 subscribers that day. I'll never forget it. And you know how I took that? I say, well, that wasn't the people that supposed to come to this new endeavor. And I got way more back out of it than 3,000 subscribers I lost back then. I was just kind of coasting, but I wasn't really growing as much. When we became African Diaspora News Channel, it's when we started to grow, right? And we got more ideas. On top of that, politics, we can't just talk about politics all the time. Sometimes we got to learn something, right? And for a while, I held back doing, even doing certain interviews or maybe certain content to teach you something like you may need to know in life, because that stuff get low views all the time because you'd rather watch, us do, and that's great. You can watch that, this kind of content. But some people actually want to learn something. I remember I had a brother on here, and I'm actually going to have him on here again. A brother named Eric Coffey. Years ago, he did an interview over here, I think about 5 years ago, talking about government contracts. I had a black woman wrote me maybe a week after the interview and said, man, what he said in that interview, I got a $70,000 government contract. Man, I appreciate you putting that up, because he gave me the skills I didn't even have to get this $70,000 government contract. You got some black people that's really living pretty good off of government contracts, right? But you're not going to know nothing if we cooking the Democrats all day. So we got to come up a little bit on our growth and expand, right? And if you're the type that don't want to expand, you want to hear me cook the Democrats, okay, we'll still kind of do it. But we got to do other things. Like when I'm doing my travel, and I got to get back to the travel channel, too. I got to get back to that. I don't want to talk about no politics. I'm tired of politics sometimes. We talk about entertainment, and we over there talking about Diddy and all his shenanigans, right? Or dating or whatever. I don't want to talk about politics. Matter of fact, I'll block somebody for talking about politics. I don't want to hear the crap. Unless we're talking about child support, because that's political. But if we ain't talking about child support or divorce or with the courts, I don't want to hear that crap on my entertainment channel. I just don't. So that's that. I'm just letting you know, we trying to grow here. We're not trying to stay doing the same thing. You understand? Yeah, there you go. Mr. GA85 understand what I used to do, right? I used to cover them stories all the time. So I can't cover them all anymore. So we have other people to do it, right? So, okay, letting y'all know. If you don't like it, well, hey, it is what it is. You can go somewhere else and they just keep giving you the same circle of content, but that gets old. Some people like even tell me when I meet them, man, I love what you do and I love what y'all talk about, but sometimes I like when you bring on other people to talk about other topics because that politics stuff, oh my God. Trust me, I feel that way. Just like some of y'all. I can't wait till this election to be over with. I just can't wait. Believe it or not, I can't wait. I can't because I'm so sick of people with this election. I think this has been the worst election I've ever covered. The worst. But with that being said, we still going to cook Jamal Bryant tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. So if you don't like certain things or just keep it to yourself, you say something you ain't got no business, we'll block you. You know how I get down. All right. So let's go on and get to yeah, you know what? Let's do this tonight. Let's start this up. Boom. We're going to get the little white young lady tonight, and then we're going to get started with Jamal.
To the extreme and violent nature of this crime, this court finds it fitting to try the defendant as an African American. Henceforth, you will be referred to for the jury by the name Bondell Brown.
Once the trial begins next week, all courtroom images of Hannah will depict her as a 300-pound muscular black man, and jury members will be instructed to imagine her as such.
We're going to do our best to make sure that Hannah is treated with the sympathy and sensitivity that she, as a photogenic white girl, deserves.
This is America. Nobody deserves to be treated as a black man.
Now that Hannah has been ruled black, the court has instructed local media to assume she's guilty, and the police have retroactively charged her with assaulting her arresting officer.
All right. Shout out to Hannah out there. We don't want Hannah treated like us, right? I mean, we don't even want to be treated like us. You know how that goes. But, you know, that's a joke. But realistically, you know, that's how we're treated in this country. So that's why we're fighting every single day just for some equality, right? Some not equality, just be treated like a human being, human rights. We don't want civil rights. We want human rights. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to talk about Dr. Jamal Bryant. He took over after, you know, Bishop Eddie Long, and you know his story. After Bishop Eddie Long died, New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. Now, the interesting part about a lot of black churches that call themselves Missionary Baptist Church, you ask them, what kind of mission trips have you done? And 9 times out of 10, they don't have one. Have you been to the motherland? Have you been to the Caribbean? Have you been in any remote villages? What have you even done in your city? No, but you call Missionary Baptist. I told y'all a long time ago, if I cannot see you doing mission work in foreign lands as the Lord has commanded you to do, take the missionary off your church because you're not doing no missionary work. Even your preacher is not doing missionary work. He looked too clean. That's why I know he's not doing missionary work. He not in the village. He not getting malaria. He not doing none of that. He's just looking clean and doing his performance every Sunday. Now, Jamal Bryant here. He went to CNN. And what I put in the caption, I mean that. I mean that 100%. Jamal Bryant was on CNN because we knew with Barack Hussein Obama, you know, talking down on black men, trying to call us misogynists because we don't want to vote for Vice President Kamala Harris for many reasons, right? And many brothers did not vote for her. Many brothers have chose the couch, right? But we have a voting rights that was fought for by our people. Remember? Boule and Jamal Bryant is the Boule. Y'all say that our ancestors died for us to vote, right? How many times have y'all used that shaming tactic of your ancestors died, so you can't be sitting on no couch? What's wrong with you? Okay, a lot of black men haven't sat on the couch. And what y'all not discussing, black women too. There's a lot of black women that's not voting for her. And y'all have been sleeping on that. A lot of black women. See, y'all, the play is, if she lose, let's blame those mean old black men. But there's a lot of under 50 black women, and some even over 50. Let me say generationally. There's Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z black women Yeah, I don't know, some little gnats in here. That's why I did that. That don't feel this woman either. And y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. But let's get to Jamal Bryant, what he said. Let's play what he said, because I can't stand these false teachers and these false prophets. Can't stand them. That's why I don't fool with JA Church. The first place the black man walked away from was the black church. And now he's walking away from the Democrats. You understand? But let's go.
You said something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah. Full stop.
And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
In the context of the vice president, were you trying to send a message?
That we've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community. We've got to address it head on and not act like it doesn't exist. The reality is, if black men had voted, Stacey Abrams would be a governor. And so I think that we've got to do some real redress that after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism. And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So I want you to hear that in its entirety. Okay. So let me go ahead on and start this over like I normally like to do, and let's just get it.
You said something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah. Full stop.
And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
Okay. All right. First and foremost, I could have sworn that the scriptures teach, be ye in the world, but not of the world. That's why this man is a false teacher and a false prophet. There's nothing that scriptures teach that you need to lean on. We talking about a pastor now. Lean on the Democrats. We're supposed to be leaning on God himself. We're supposed to be following his statutes and commandments. That's what you're supposed to be following. Not, let me tell you something, Jamal Bryant. You are in violation of the scriptures. You're sitting up here advocating for a woman. We talking about the Bible. You're advocating for a woman who's literally speaking a message that is anti-Christ, anti-God, anti-Bible, whatever you want to say. They say, Phil, why you say that? How could you say something like that? Okay, let's go. Show me in the Bible. You can go to ChatGPT, whatever. Show me in the Bible where God said we need to, because we can go and just get rid of our children just because we want to. Show me that. Show me that where God say that's okay to go do that. And what they're doing, they don't even want to call it what it is. It's called abortion. They don't even want to call it what it is, unaliving children in the womb. No, they want to say reproductive rights. Who's stopping you from having children? Just even that twist on words, saying reproductive rights. Who's stopping you from having children? Nobody. But you're calling the unreproducing of children, not producing children, reproductive rights. Do you think that is something that God teach in the Bible? I'm just saying, I'm not saying that I'm the dean of a Bible school, but I can tell you that God in the scriptures have not taught what this woman is promoting. He hasn't. But yet, Jamal Bryant, you are in a pulpit cracking open the Bible every Sunday and trying to tell people, thus saith the Lord, but you are literally agreeing with thus saith not the Lord. Thus saith the devil and anything else you want to say that's not of God. But yet you want to say something about black men? Sir, you are in no position to talk about black men. You need to take that plank out of your own eye. Listen, Jamal, you are being wicked. Take the plank out of your eye first so you can see clearly enough, Jamal, to take the plank out of your brother's eye. Jamal, you got too much deception, wickedness, you're boule, you're worldly. You're not of the Lord. You have no right to say nothing to black men, black women, or anybody at this point. And I know I'm on this platform. I really would like to go in on him a little bit on the Bible side, but I got to be careful. Yeah, you still got to be careful on this platform. You talking about the Bible to a point. Yes, you do. I know what I'm telling you. Now, Jamal, you're supposed to be a man of the Lord, a man of the word. Last time I checked, let me see how I can say this. If what Kamala Harris is promoting, why did the angels go to Lot and his family and say, hey, get out of here. I'm about to judge this place. And don't look back. If what she was promoting was correct, why did God send those angels to Lot's family and say, hey, get out of here? You righteous enough? Get out. And don't you look back. Now, if you know the story, I ain't got to go there. I ain't got to go there because I got to be careful. Jamal, I'm just saying, we talking about the Bible. How could you preach that story in church, Jamal? How? But I will say this, Jamal. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm not accusing you. Jamal, you got that look about you. Y'all know that look I'm talking about. That look I always tell y'all about. With a lot of them, that look. He got the same look Andrew Gillum got. Y'all know the look. And later on, we found out why he had that look. I'm not saying him nothing more than that. Oh, he got a wife. Don't mean nothing. Andrew Gillum had a wife too. Remember? I'm just saying he got that look. Were you at a Diddy party? I'm just asking, asking for a friend. Like I said, I'm not accusing. I'm just asking questions. Just asking questions. Because Jamal, you a little sassy too. You are. Now let's continue a little bit, y'all. I ain't done with Jamal. I'm not done. Black man swimming. So he grew up in the neighborhood of the New Birth. Jamal Bryant, he say it's sweet. You can quote me on that. My highest school would have graduation at the church. Okay, well, hey, you said it, not me. All right.
Context to the vice president. Were you trying to send a message?
We've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community.
All right. Now, that is completely offensive. That's offensive. You're labeling black men. Now, since black men have walked away from the Democrat Party, and they're walking away even right now, they're steadily walking away from the Democrat Party. Because black men have said, do you think Vice President Kamala Harris is the reason why black men are walking away from that party? No, she's not. There's been a buildup since Obama. Even the mainstream media has pointed this out, that starting at Obama's 2012 term and every 4 years after that, black people have been dwindling with the Democrat Party. When it comes to this situation with her, it was just, some of this was the stick that broke the camel's back in a lot of ways, because they had such a horrible administration with inflation, high prices, wars, all of that, right? It kind of sped that up a little faster, to be honest with you, because nobody's talking about, and I bring this up and nobody wants to have this conversation, Back in 2020, the majority of black America hated Donald Trump. They couldn't stand his behind. They couldn't stand him. How is it that people go black? We're talking about black people. Go from can't stand Trump's behind at all. Couldn't you hear his name? You want to throw something against the wall. To now those same black people say, man, I should have voted for Trump. And now they actually are going out and vote for Trump. The Democrats never want to answer that question. And nobody asked Kamala that question. How is it that you're in trouble with black people? That should have been an easy win for you as black people. Easy. But Jamal Bryant is sitting up here calling us misogynists. But let's call it what it is. Why don't you call white men misogynists, sir? More white men have voted against Hillary Clinton than, do you know more black men voted for Hillary Clinton than white men did? According to the exit polls. And I'm sure there'll be more black men voting for Kamala Harris as well than white men. But you never tell white men about their misogyny. You never tell white women about how they vote against women. You know what I'm saying? You never say nothing to them. What about Hispanic men? You never say nothing to them. This quote unquote misogyny is quote unquote in all men and women. What call it? Some people just don't like this woman, for whatever the case may be. Maybe they don't like her policies. Maybe they just don't like her. Some people say, I'm not voting for now one of them. I'm voting for the couch. Some people say, I'm going to vote for Trump. Some people say, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein. Some people say, I'm going to vote for Cornel West or Robert Kennedy or whoever. But I'm just not voting for her. And that's your American right to do so. And I was talking about this with several people. I'm not going to divide with a brother or sister over who they vote for. If you voted for Harris, that's your choice. That's what your ancestors died for, right? If you want to vote for her. If you want to vote for Trump, that's fine too. You want to vote for Jill Stein, that's fine too. You want to vote for Robert Kennedy, Cornel West, that's fine. You want to vote for the couch, that's fine too. I'm not dividing with black people over an election. Do you think that I'm not going to talk to black people no more? You think Kamala is going to sit up there and invite you to her house with her bathroom collard greens in the bathtub? Do y'all think that if you vote for her, you're going to get some of them good collard greens out the bathtub? No, you're not. Do you think Trump going to invite anybody to Mar-a-Lago? No. So why y'all crashing out about these people? Politics is a business transaction. Votes is a business transaction. I'm only voting because I'm looking to get something out that deal. Whatever it may be. There's no emotion attached to that mess. And this is what I say, and I'm going to keep saying this. If your family has stopped speaking to you behind this election, thank God for this election. Why? Because maybe the Lord was moving people out of your life that didn't need to be there and didn't mean you no earthly good. Sometimes it could be family. Sometimes it could be a friend. But if God is moving somebody out your life and it took this election to do so, thank the Lord for moving that person out your life, because this election wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have seen that potential snake that could have bit you maybe next year or 2 years from now. So do not get upset if people walk away from you out your life like that. It could hurt, but it's better to hurt that way than be snake bit later or be greatly betrayed. I'd rather you walk away from me and I don't understand why, or we get into it, than you betray me like Judas in the Bible. I'll take that. I'll take you walking away all day over being betrayed like Judas. So do not worry with people that want to walk away from you over this election. Let them go. Let them go. We live in an earth of 7 billion people. Trust me, God will bring somebody else into your life. You could bring, even if it's a family member, listen, they can have a friend come in and be like a brother to you or a sister to you and love you more than that blood could have ever loved you and had your back. Don't ever, ever, ever sweat people walking away. Now, I learned that getting older. Now, younger didn't understand that, but getting older, I understand that perfectly. Okay, so let's continue.
We've got to address it head on and not act like it doesn't exist. The reality is, if black men had voted, Stacey Abrams would be a governor. And so I think that we've got to do some real redress that after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism. And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
Okay, I'm glad he just said that. So let me look for something, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Let me go see what the exit polls were for the election in Georgia with Stacey Abrams. Let me see here. Give me a second, because it takes 2 seconds to see. Just give me a second. I wasn't even gonna do this until he mentioned this. Exit. Let me see. Exit polls. Let's see by race. Okay, let's see that. All right, let's see what the exit polls is. Just give me a second here. Let's see what this say. What this say? The exit polls. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and bust out these talking points against black people. All right, so he mentioned Stacey Abrams. This is back in 2022, ladies and gentlemen. This is the type of things that you're going to get here on the primetime version of African Diaspora News channel. You're not going to get this anywhere else. Now, as you can see, this was the exit poll. And, well, let me see. Hold on. That's the hold on. Wrong. Let me see. No. Where's it at? No, I'm not looking for that. Sorry. Wrong one. I got to look for governor results. There we go. All right. Let me see how they broke it down. Okay. You can see that she got voted out. Okay. All right. Now, as you can see, black people voted right here, ladies and gentlemen, for Stacey Abrams, right here. And they showed that female to the blue here, of course, Abrams, and then Kemp. When it came to the males, now you go white people. They voted 74% for Kemp and 25% Abrams. But look at black people right here. Black people. 90% of the black vote went to Stacey Abrams. And this man gonna sit up here and lie and say, if black men would have voted, then Stacey Abrams. Look at Latinos. They kind of split. Look at Asians. They kind of split. And they say other, right? But white people voted overwhelmingly for them, right? For Kemp. Right? But yeah, you want to say something. I wish I could find something broken down by race. Let me see here. Hold on. Because sometimes you can catch them by race. All right, here we go. Right here. Black men. Right there. Black men. Look. 84% of black men voted for Stacey Abrams. 14% voted for Kemp. 93% voted for, black women voted for Stacey Abrams, 6%. Now, go look at white men. White men voted 76% Abrams, I'm sorry, Kemp, 23% Abrams. White women, 72% Kemp, 27% Abrams. So why are you lying, Jamal Bryant, about black men? Black men showed up for Stacey Abrams, according to this. Black women showed up for Stacey Abrams. It was the good white people that did not show up. You understand what I'm saying? So, sir, why are you up here lying? You're lying. And this is why I called
with
you
brothers who don't know
a false teacher and a false prophet. Because you are a liar. Now, oh, I gotta fix my thing here. All right. Now, I'm gonna take a page out of the Hebrew Israelite book here for a minute. And shout out to all the Hebrew Israelites. Bishop Nathaniel and Israelite in Christ and Priest Zabak and the House of Israel and all of them. Shout out to y'all. That's the only two brothers I have allowed to come up here is those two brothers. And let me tell you something. I looked at this and I thought about you, Jamal Bryant. Now let's tap in real quick. Now, in the scriptures, in Ephesians 4, verse 29, Jamal, I want you to listen to this. I want you to go read this at home. Now, pay attention, Jamal. This directed at you, nobody else. Okay, since you read the Bible, let me give you a scripture. Now, Jamal, that scripture says, "Do not let unwholesome talk come out of your mouth." Jamal, calling a child of God a misandrist, and you lied. You're lying. I'm going to tell you, Kamala is going to get the majority of the black vote, but it won't be like it used to be. I will tell you that much. And she will struggle with black men. That's for sure. But you're sitting up here calling people misandrist and unwholesome talk against black men in particular. Now, it continues to say, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may be a benefit those who listen. How did you build up black men calling them a misandrist and lying on black men? How? You didn't build up black men. You were tearing down black men. And for what? For a worldly woman? She's worldly. She don't prioritize, thus saith the Lord. This woman that you're propping up threw out a protester in her rally for saying Jesus is Lord. And her words was, hey, you had the wrong rally. You need to go to that other one, small one down the street, to basically tell them to go over there with Trump. But that's your girl. And then after you knew that, you let her stroll herself in your church. This is why I call you a false teacher. You're a false, you ain't no prophet. But that's why I call you a false teacher, sir. You are leading black people to the slaughter. Do you wonder why your church is so full of women? Do you know why? Because you are keeping those women single and you hustling those poor women. You're hustling them. You're hustling them. You're giving them this false hope of a man that don't exist so you can run those black women's pockets in those church houses. When you go to church, you should be quickened to think about, okay, I need to clean my life up. Prime example. Notice when people go with Elijah Muhammad and all them back in the day, Nation of Islam, or Minister Farrakhan, they don't stay the same way. That I can say. You could have somebody in Chicago that was doing some criminality. They can go over there with the Nation. The Nation will help them get cleaned up, and you won't see them back on the block. Matter of fact, that dude won't be out there no more making babies. He'll get married. He'll be a family man. All of the teachings that's coming out of the Nation of Islam. And that has always been like one of the tenets of Elijah Muhammad that I did see, was that these brothers and sisters would get cleaned up and get into a upright stand in the community by what they being taught over there with the Nation. I've seen it with my own two eyes, bro. You can't tell me nothing. I've seen what the Nation has done, and I've seen what these Christian churches have done. These black Christian churches, you keep a perpetual cycle of unrighteousness and sin going on in them churches. The Nation will put your behind out. Y'all don't put nobody out. And I'm not saying every preacher. I'm not talking about the Geno Jennings types. I'm not talking about them. But I'm talking about people like Jamal Bryant. They don't put nobody out. They don't get suspended. And why you get suspended? Because you're not following what needs to be followed in here. You can't have righteousness if you let unrighteousness run wild in the church. Okay, so Philip Chandler says, you're currently debating your white friend on Kamala Harris, and that Democratic elitist racism is just spewing as I'm uninformed. Let me teach y'all something about that. Don't debate politics with nobody unless you're being paid to. If you're not being paid, don't do it. What do you think about this? It is what it is. Do you think who you think gonna win? I don't know. I mean, shoot. I don't know as of yet. I'm not a political scientist. I don't know. I mean, but I see on TV what they're saying. Don't debate politics, especially on the job. Don't do it because that could be turned against you, and now you're talking to HR. Don't debate politics or religion at the job. Don't ever. They start that politics and religion talk, walk away. Not to say you're a heathen, but you don't get into that because politics and religion is the only two fields that I've seen that people could be uneducated and, not to be rude, dumb as a box of rocks in that topic, but you swear they're expert. And I don't want to be around a bunch of experts that don't know nothing. So I'll walk away. I'll let you be right. Matter of fact, listen, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I don't want to talk about politics outside this microphone with a lot of people. I'm in my wheelhouse right here. You catch me outside, unless I'm doing an interview or something about something political, I'm not talking about it. I'd rather find out, hey, how you doing? How's your kids? How's your family? You know, it's good to meet you. I'd rather just talk to you just on, hey, we talking as just meeting for the first time, friendly conversation. I don't want to talk about no politics. Forget them politics. Eric, if your pastor's a good man or woman, God bless you. I'm not saying every pastor in the United States is bad. We just talking about the Jamal Bryant, which he's a boule. He's boule. Let me tell you something. A man of the Lord cannot be a boule. A man of the Lord cannot be a boule. I'm going to repeat it again. A man of the Lord cannot be a boule. And a man of the Lord don't belong at a Diddy party. T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes ain't went into hiding, y'all. Ever since his homeboy Diddy got jammed up. You don't even see T.D. Jakes no more. Well, you know, the deal is, Day of the Jackal, you say, Phil, forget that sassy preacher, black men not listening, what he say? You're right, but this is the thing. We still got to challenge that. We can't allow the mainstream media to put people like him on, and we don't stand against that as black men. We don't let people come out here and call us misandrists, and we're not. That's lies. That is a propaganda hit piece on black men. And I'm tired of watching black men being drugged for filth and lying on black men when black men have voted overwhelmingly for Democrats. White men are the ones that have, if you want else, because they didn't even vote for Hillary Clinton. And that's a white woman, and they didn't vote for her. Leave black men alone. We got enough issues and problems as men in this society. Y'all went from trying to shame us from not voting. Now you're trying to shame us, saying that we listen. Oh, y'all don't want to follow women. Y'all, let me tell you something. Not everybody grew up with a single mother, bruh. Some people had their mother and their father in their life. Yeah, some people actually did. Or if their mother and father was divorced for whatever reason, some people still had their mother and father in their life, but they co-parented very well. Not everybody's situation is toxic. But you got to put out there that misandrous message in your church, because you gotta keep the women deceived so you can keep running their pockets. What kind of message that is to put out to all those women that a black man that do not want to vote for Kamala Harris is a misandrist. I'm sorry, misogynist, not misandrist, misogynist. Think about that messaging you putting out. And these women live in the Atlanta area where there's a lot of black men. People like you keep black women single because you put so much filth in the minds of black women, and that you plant a seed in their mind, and that seed germinates in their mind, and that's why some of these women that go to church can't stand black men, because people like you. Jamal Bryant, that's doing that. And shame on you for that. Because Jamal, you laid up with a woman, but these women want a man too. They tired of going home by themselves. No matter what these women say about they don't need a man, they lying. They lying. Because something always going to happen where it's going to make them, is remind them, oh, I need a man. Something always going to happen. When it's all good and perfect, yeah, you don't need no man. You're right. You don't need one until a natural disaster happens and all the lights are out and the wolves are roaming around and no police are there to protect you. When a global pandemic happens and now they cut out your office job and the jobs that women do, and the only people who are working are men. And the women who had men working, they was just fine in the pandemic. There are men that didn't miss a beat, but then there were single women who couldn't even work anymore. And they were worried about luckily for them, they had the rent moratorium where they couldn't evict people because all those women would have been evicted. That they didn't have no husband. The church was supposed to be bringing people together, man and wife. People be getting married every week, multiple marriages. Not keeping women single. And then sitting up here and making people feel comfortable about single motherhood, even in the church. A lot of them preachers, y'all talk about single mothers, them preachers is the one that keep that going too. Why? When they have single mothers in the church, they really prey on single mothers and run their pockets for them tithes. Because when single mothers start struggling, and they're like, oh, I'm struggling this, and they say, well, you got to give some seed, and you give that seed, in the church. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff they do. That's why I don't want nothing to do with these black churches. No. You say my wife should be busy making wedding cakes. She makes them. She definitely makes them. I know especially at the bridal extravaganza, she gets a lot of cakes. That's for sure. Yeah, she makes wedding cakes. And I will say black people are getting married. I see white people getting married. I see Hispanic people getting married. I see people of all communities getting married. So, yeah, she's making wedding cakes. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. But when people lie and say black people not getting married, that's not true. Because I know some of I say, oh, that's a couple right there. Like, yeah, I see them coming in, getting the cakes. I see them ordering. So black people getting married. But don't be listening to Jamal Bryant because you're not going to get married fooling around with him. You say ATL is becoming the new San Francisco? Yeah, I've talked to a lot of sisters from ATL. I say this much about ATL, at least from what I've seen. This is what I'm seeing. If you are a straight heterosexual male, you can get you a woman in Atlanta. Trust me, you can get you a woman in Atlanta. If you can't get you a woman in Atlanta, you don't want one. Straight up. It's like that. I've never seen so many packs of women sitting together before, like I saw in Atlanta. I mean, even in Houston, I never seen that. I mean, yeah, you see them here and there, with their friends, but I mean, packs of them everywhere. And I'm like, but it's no men. No men. Like, it's not couples sitting together. It's just a bunch of women. I saw this one video they was showing. I think it was like in a lounge or a club or whatever. Gang of women. It looked like it had to be 9, 10 to 1. Basically, if 10 women to every one man, it wasn't that many men at all. It was a bunch of women. And I'm like, what are men at? But a lot of men don't. The deal is, a lot of men ain't trying to go out like that too much no more. I'll just be honest with you. Like, listen, if you're trying to get you a man, you better meet him out at the gym or you better meet him somewhere, ladies, because he's not gonna be at that lounge y'all like to go to with y'all girlfriends. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not. Let's see what this is. All right, you said Philip Chandler said you getting married on the continent this weekend because of your teachings. So what country? What country you get? Well, congratulations to you, brother. What country you get married in? That's cool. I like that. Well, no. Look, Veronica, listen. I'm telling you, if you, as a heterosexual man, if you can't get a woman in Atlanta, like I said, you don't want one, and that's the truth. You don't want one. That city has a lot of black people. They do. So, I know other cities got them, but Atlanta's a different place. Oh, you married a Nigerian woman. Okay. Well, God bless you, brother. I'm glad for you. I hope y'all have a bunch of children and grandkids and yeah. I'm proud of you. I like to hear people getting married. I love that. I'd rather see more people getting married than being single out here. Are you having, what kind of wedding you having? Are you blending the two cultures together, or are you just kind of leaning into her culture? I'm curious about that, because blending both cultures together is awesome to me when you do it like that. Like, hey, you got your FBA culture, you have your FBA food, you got your Nigerian food, you bring your Nigerian traditions, bring the FBA in, So shoot, yeah, let them throw the money, because I know Nigerians, y'all jump the broom and throw the money. Shoot, do both. Okay, Eugene say you saw a lot of beautiful women in Buckhead. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that if trust me, if you trying to, it is, because what the other person said is that Atlanta is like San Francisco, and they talking about the LGBT. Yeah, because we went to this one spot. Y'all know the Grand Hyatt out there in Buckhead? How many of y'all know where the Grand Hyatt at? We went to stay at the Grand Hyatt, and we left and they had this restaurant not too far around. They were serving us seafood because we wanted some seafood. Okay, we went over there and we went in, and me and my family, and like I said, you had all them packs of women everywhere. But then, boy, you had this flaming queen. That was the I guess waiter/waitress, and I never seen a woman switch that hard. I'm like, boy, are you gonna fracture your hips, bruh? Like, I'm just like, what is? Listen, I've seen LGBT people in my life, but hey, Atlanta, that's something different. I was kind of like, okay, it's like that, Yeah, Atlanta's something different. I'm trying to figure out how that happened in Atlanta. Because, black people are very conservative people. So how did that happen? I'm trying to figure that out. But, yeah. I'm like, well, maybe this gentleman, or, I don't know what they call, I don't know what the pronoun is. But they, them, I don't know, need to maybe teach the lady something. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Look, hey, people got their pronouns. Hey, they, them, whatever. She, her, he, him. I don't know. I'm like, I ain't trying to argue with y'all about pronouns. I don't care. Whatever you want to be called. Listen, what's your name? I'm not calling you no gender. I'm calling your name. What is your name? Your name is what? Keisha? Okay, LaKeisha is your name? Okay. I'm not calling you nothing else with your name. I'm not saying nothing, because, I've heard a lot about the trans stuff in Atlanta, and they were talking about that a lot, too. The only thing I say about all that, thank God I'm married. I would not want to be a single man in this society. Y'all, I got a video that I'm going to be putting up on Emancipation Media with this woman that got HIV. Y'all should hear what that woman had to say. Oh, I'm going to talk about that, because that was scary. You got people out here with all kind of HIV, herpes, and they feel like they ain't got to tell you nothing. That's what they really feel that. They don't have to tell you nothing. And they'll willingly go lay up with you, unprotected, and feel like, and you get what they got, and they don't feel no issue with it because why should they shouldn't have to disclose to you. That's why I say, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I'm married. Who just came from the gym? Hold on, let me see. I'm looking at what y'all talking about in here. Yeah, y'all got to be careful out here, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful, these people out here. These people be just herpeeing it up and go lay up with you. And all of a sudden you're like, what in the hell? What's wrong with me? I'm shaking my head. So, what's his name? Hold on, let me go check his name out. Mr. Chandler there. See, he getting married. So he'll be all right. He'll be all right. As long as you stick at home with your wife, ain't nothing in them streets at all. Whatever's in them streets, you got at home. Trust me. You understand? You got that at home. Ain't nothing on them streets. Don't even chase it. Ladies, same thing. If you got a man, stay with him. He may not be perfect. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things. That's the man you know. You go leave that man and listen to some of y'all girlfriends, and then now you out here with all these other women and realize, man, he wasn't that bad after all. Yeah, he had his issues, but dog, I can deal with that. These new dudes are something else. And it's like this. If you got a man that's a man, because these new dudes today, you know, my wife had sent me a video on TikTok. It was so funny. He was talking about like how some of the women today, like they all trying to be in the gym, getting all muscled up. It was kind of funny. And then you see the dude, it just showed like the dude in the mirror trying to put on a person and makeup and all that. I say, yeah, it's kind of weird how these roles are reversed. So if you got a dude that's a straight-laced dude, you know, alpha dude, a real man, stay with that man. Because you leave him, there's no telling what you're going to get. You may get one of these dudes that like, where you get that purse from? I like it. What? Like, oh, no. Oh, you said Trump going on Rogan next week? Okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. You say you going to the motherland and get you 2 wives? Let me tell you something about that. You know, I'm not gonna call a brother's name, but there was a brother that I knew. I've even interviewed on this channel a couple of times. He had 2 wives. He had 2 in the motherland, and he realized that was way too much. I could have told him that. Man, look. Getting to know one woman, knowing her takes a lifetime, and you still learning her, right? You can be with her years and still learn something new about her. Now you dealing with that times 2, man. No, no. Oh yeah, I heard about that Fonnie Willis situation. Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that too, cause yeah, man, Fonnie may be in trouble, but you know, she may be. Yeah, y'all sitting up there talking about 2 wives. Yeah, see, when these guys talk about 2 wives, y'all, they thinking about the intercourse side of it. Right, that's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about the practicality of 2 women. Some of y'all can't afford no one. Do good affording one first, like paying for the $200 nails, paying for the hair, paying for the clothes, all the feminine products, the makeup, the doctor, just women regular shopping with the kids. Like, trust me, by the time you get done with all that, you don't have no money to be for no 2 women. Please. Most of y'all can't afford $400 worth of nails every 2 weeks. Because both of them want their nails done. Both of them want their hair done. Both of them want perfume, makeup, shopping. And then in some of them instances, y'all be thinking that, oh, well, we're going to be sleeping in the bed together. In a lot of these traditional instances, when you have 2 wives, each wife got her own house. You going to provide a house for each wife? No, you're not. Especially not in America, you're not. Then sometime the one wife don't like the other wife, and now she's trying to poison the other wife or trying to poison the kids of the other wife. Man, y'all really need to find out what's going on in that continent with that 2-wife stuff, boy. Yeah, I'm good. I am good. Yeah, just stick to one. Just stick to one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the stream tonight. Really appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's very, very important. It spreads it all in the algorithm and everything. Make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app on the Google Play and Apple App Store. Click create account, and you can select monthly, quarterly, or yearly, and that will go directly to us and help us with the show. And the proceeds of things that we got trying to grow and bringing people in to help us, produce the show and all of that. We thank you in advance for doing this. So thank y'all for listening. We'll see y'all tomorrow.